Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jose, but you can call me Juice, and I hope y'all are having a great motherfucking planty day. So today we're going to be going over my entire philodendron collection. I did make this same video about 7 months ago in 2021, but this is the 2022 version, so if that sounds like something you'd be interested in watching, please make sure to stick around. And if you didn't know, I'd be uploading plant content here every Wednesdays and Fridays, so if you'd be looking for that, I got you. And maybe you'd like to go ahead and check out my other videos, and if you already have, you should definitely click that subscribe button down there. Also, don't forget to leave a like or a comment. It would really help my channel out, and I'd also really appreciate it. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get right into this video. Alright, so basically, most of these plants on this list I've actually already shown before in my previous video, but I thought it'd be cool to see like a little growth update on them. I do also have a couple of new ones though, so anyways, let's just get into the first one. So the first philodendron I'm going to be showing you guys is my Philodendron micans. So basically, I ordered this plant off of Etsy from just like 2 single leaf cuttings. And they were literally like tiny little baby cuttings. And y'all, she is definitely grown up now. I did take a cutting of her the other day because she does grow super fast. So she was super long, but I do have a full pot, so there are several different cuttings in here, and they are starting to put out new growth of their own and everything. I hope someday to have like a big full pot of this that trails. She do be having some roots sticking out of the bottom, so I may or may not need to repot this soon. But honestly, I don't really think I do, because I don't think a lot of the cuttings in here have that many roots, or at least I don't think so. So I think she'll probably be okay chilling in here for a bit longer. If y'all didn't know, this is one of those like a velvet leaf philodendrons, so she is super soft. Definitely, I would say if you see one of these and you don't have one, get your hands on one, because they're just so fun to have in your collection. And we're gonna freaking move on to the next one. So the next one I'm going to be showing y'all is my Philodendron bipennifolium. The last time I showed this plant, she was kind of the same size, but that's just because I did kind of cut from her kind of recently, not super recent, but like a couple months ago. So she hasn't grown much since then, but she has put out these new leaves coming out right here. So this one is new, and same with this one, and she's actually working on a new leaf right now. And then on the other side, there's another new leaf with another new leaf coming out that got stuck, if y'all can see. Should we try to get it out right now? We're doing some plant surgery. I released her. If y'all didn't know, that's kind of something common that can happen with philodendron if they're not getting enough humidity. So did I just call myself out? I mean, she definitely gets a good amount of humidity, but she still be doing that for whatever reason. But anyways, so I actually got this plant from Pistol's Nursery in Portland, Oregon. And a lot of my plants you're going to see are from there or from Etsy, because that's where I usually be buying plants. So I really need to get her on a moss pole one of these days, because as you can see, she's just giving me these little baby leaves, and I eventually want her to have a more mature looking leaf like this one all the way on the bottom. So hopefully I will be able to have that someday. But anyways, wish her luck, y'all. Alright, so next up I will be showing you my Philodendron hastatum, also known as the Philodendron silver sword. I actually haven't like taken her out of where she lives in a while to like admire her, but I'm happy I did today. She lives in my greenhouse box, and she be loving life in there so far. Like, y'all see all these aerial roots hanging out? Like, oh my god. And look at the roots in here. Isn't that like crazy? Look at that. She is so happy. She even got freaking roots coming out the bottom. I'm honestly probably going to need to repot her soon. But when I do that, I really need to freaking give her a moss pole, because like I said, look at all those freaking aerial roots going crazy. She is just like dying for something to climb. So I will hopefully give that to her one of these days. I probably will soon. I just don't necessarily have all the materials right now, but for the time being, she is doing just fine. She is putting out some new growth up here. Since I don't have her climbing up anything, she's not giving me any like huge leaves by all means, but I just can't stop looking at her, y'all. She is just so pretty. So this is another plant that I got off of Etsy. I actually have a video of me unboxing her as well as the Philodendron mican cuttings. I'll probably leave a card somewhere up on the screen. I just kind of let her do her own thing, and she seems to be pretty happy for the most part. She just really wants something to climb, but other than that, I think I'm doing a good job, right? Let's go ahead and move on to the next plant. Next up is my Philodendron silver stripe, and look at her. She cute. But basically, this is another plant that I ordered off of Etsy as a cutting, and the cutting that I got was like one long strand that had the little variegated pieces on it, and then the rest of it was like reverted. So basically what I did was just cut off all of the green leaves and propagated the variegated leaves. For a long time, she was growing pretty slowly for me, but lately she has been doing a lot better and giving me growth consistently, and also keeping her variegation up so far. I think these are known to kind of revert pretty easily, so I'm just hoping she keeps pushing out the variegation, and if she ever does start reverting again, I probably just will propagate from her. Hopefully one day I can have a big full basket of this as well and have it trailing or climbing or whatever I decide to do with it. She sits in this Baskin Robbins cup that I turned into a pot. Just by poking some holes in the bottom, which is something I really like to do. I just like to reuse. Y'all should let me know what kind of philodendrons you guys have down in the comments, or if you have the same ones, just let me know. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on. So next up, we're going to be talking about my Philodendron squamiferum or squamiferum, however you want to call it, and y'all, she has been growing crazy. She lives in my greenhouse box, and ever since I put her in there, she has kind of just like taken off. Maybe a little too much, because y'all, look at this. She literally freaking started growing into the pebbles that I have on the bottom. So I had to like pull the roots out. I couldn't even get the pot out of the greenhouse box for a second because she was just like glued in there. As you could tell by some of the leaves, she does have this little streaking on it. So I think she was kind of low in some kind of nutrient, maybe nitrogen. I'm not sure. If y'all know specifically, let me know. This is her newest leaf, and as you can see, it's starting to get that more mature shape, which is really nice to see. But I think I honestly might take cuttings from this girly kind of soon. If y'all didn't know, these philodendrons have fuzzy petioles, which is why they're popular, I think. I'm trying to get you a better angle so you can see them better. This is another one of my plants that has freaking crazy aerial roots. So I definitely need to get her something to climb as well. I just have this little stake in here that's, you know, not doing the most, but at least doing enough. You know what I mean? I also really need to freaking repot her. As you can see, like, these freaking roots are crazy. And I know the last time I showed her, she was pretty small. So this is her little glow up moment, I guess. Anyways, on to the next plant. Alright, so next up is my Philodendron Brasil, and she has been growing, y'all. I feel like the last time I showed her, she was a little bit smaller, and she definitely didn't have as many vines as she does now, and that is because I did end up propagating her, and then I repotted some of the cuttings all back together. So as you can see down in the pot, there is little baby leaves coming in, and it's really cute. For the longest time, she really didn't do much for me, but ever since I repotted her and gave her some better soil, she has been growing a lot more for me and just seeming a lot happier, which I'm very proud of her for. This is another one of those plants I hope to have just like a big full hanging basket of someday. This was another plant that I ordered off of Etsy. I got like a good decent amount of her, but I put her somewhere I didn't really check up on often, so a lot of her died off, and I literally only had like one strand of her left. And from that one strand, I was able to make this little full pot of her. So yeah, now I'm just waiting for the rest of her to grow out and for her to start trailing and stuff. If you don't have one of these, they're pretty common, and they're also really pretty. So I feel like maybe you should snag one. I don't know though. I don't know what you into. But yeah, anyways, wish her luck, y'all. And we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next plant. So the next plant we're actually gonna have to like get up and walk over to because she is too big for me to bring over here. So we're gonna take a little field trip. But basically, we are just talking about my Philodendron burle marx. As you can see, she is just right here growing. Here's one of her newer leaves. Super pretty, but she is the plant that my freaking lights turned on. She is the plant that I put on this moss wall here that I did a video of. She just chills in the back over here, and she definitely is a lot bigger than the last time I showed y'all her. I don't moisten the moss at all, which I really should, because then she would probably, you know, actually be growing up it. But right now, she's still just tied to it. You can tell she really wants to attach to it because she is putting out some aerial roots. Wish me luck, y'all. I really hope I can get her to grow up this really nicely. This is one of the plants that I ordered off of Etsy just as a cutting, and she also was unboxed in a video. Yeah, other than that, I'm super proud that she's still growing for me and still seems to be pretty happy, so at least we have that. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on. All right, so the next one we're gonna be talking about is my Philodendron hederaceum, or just, you know, the heartleaf philodendron, as most people call her. And y'all, she is super long. Like, let me stand up. She literally goes past my knees. I know y'all can't see everything, but like, one of these days, she's freaking gonna be as tall as me. So I've literally had this plant since the start of my collection, if y'all couldn't tell. So I've had her closer to like 2 years. I got her at Lowe's. And ever since I've got her, she literally has like given me zero trouble. She has been so easy to grow. So if you're looking for like a fast growing, just green leafed philodendron, definitely go for this classic girl or whatever. But yeah, I'm trying to get her all in frame for y'all. And she even started putting out babies up top, so she has some new vines coming in, so she's gonna be even fuller than she already is. I wish I had a better place to display her because she just sits on the corner of my grow shelf. I kind of wish she just got all her lighting from the same side because she doesn't look as bushy, because all the leaves like face different directions. So, but she definitely is still really beautiful. I just hope someday I can have a better spot for her so all the leaves like face the same way. You can just really see how full and bushy she is. Anyways, let's move on. So next up, we're going to be talking about my Philodendron subhastatum, and mine is just a little baby right now. So this is another plant that I ordered off of Etsy. I actually ordered a much larger plant, but when it got shipped to me, the rest of the plant actually freaking snapped off at the bottom. So I've just been growing mine from that chunk, and y'all, she is just growing in nicely and she's very cute. She's just like now starting to get a little bit of red on the back, which if y'all didn't know, I think these plants are popular because they get those really striking red backs behind them on the back of the leaves. And I did cut up the rest of the plant that, you know, snapped off from the bottom, and I made them into their own propagations, and they are their own plants right now, but I'm growing those for something else, so I'm not going to go grab them right now. But I definitely do have more of this plant, but I kept the little baby for myself because I just wanted to be able to grow one up from baby all the way to like a big mature one. So far we're doing good. I'll make sure to update you guys on this one once she is bigger and stuff. But anyways, let's move on. Next up is my Philodendron burle marx fantasy. And y'all, she is definitely grown a lot since the last time I've shown her, but I definitely need to get her something to climb because she is getting really long, and these philodendron really love something to climb if you really want to get like those bigger leaves, because otherwise they just start getting smaller and smaller. She does still live in sphagnum moss, as you can see, so I really do need to put her in like a regular potting soil as well, because I'm sure she definitely would appreciate that. These philodendron have really pretty juvenile leaves, but when they get bigger they kind of lose that like veining you see and like the sparkliness. I feel like maybe not the sparkliness, I don't know. I haven't seen like a mature one in person. I've only ever seen photos, And the mature leaves are obviously bigger, but they're like more of just like a basic green, which I don't mind, but I'm just letting y'all know. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next plant. All right, so next up is my Philodendron Pink Princess. And y'all, she is a beauty. Like, look at her. I put this plant on a moss pole not too long ago. I actually did it for a video, so if you haven't seen that, maybe want to go ahead and watch it. I got this plant at Pistol's Nursery, but I have taken cuttings from her twice, so she's definitely not as big as she would be if I, completely left her alone. So I am just waiting for her to push out a new growth point from where I cut her last. I don't know when that's gonna happen, and honestly, it looked like something funky was going on up by the node, so I hope everything is going okay. And this hasn't like rooted or anything into the moss pole at all, but I mean, I have been trying to do a good job of keeping my moss poles moist. And you see another one back here. I have my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma on that one, and she has been rooting into it, so I don't really know what's going on with my Pink Princess, but I'm letting her take her time, and I'm hoping when she does eventually put out a new growth point, that one will, more easily attach. Wish me luck, y'all. Hopefully I can have her, to the top of this pole, maybe by the end of this year. We will see if that ends up happening or not. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the next plant. So it is later in the day now because I had to go work, but we are here to complete this video now. So the next plant I'm going to be showing y'all is my Philodendron mamei, and y'all, this is her. So basically, this is another plant that I got off of Etsy, but this is the newest leaf that she's put out, and it is super pretty. Like, look at that. And it's getting bigger and bigger each day. Right now, it's kind of the same size as the last leaf she put out. And she also just lives in my greenhouse box. So mine is actually a little baby, because if y'all have seen a mature version of this plant, they can get huge. So one day I will have a plant that big, but right now she is just taking her time. And it's okay, she can take all the time that she needs. I'm happy she's in my collection, and I'm excited for her future. But anyways, on to the next plant. So the next one I'm going to be showing y'all is my Philodendron ernestii. And this one actually doesn't live in my greenhouse box. Y'all probably just saw her chilling right there a couple seconds ago. So this is another philodendron that I got off of Etsy. And I've probably had her for like 2 months now. I think this is the most recent I've added into my philodendron collection. But yeah, she is really cute, and she's putting out a new leaf, as y'all can see. I really need to get her up on a moss pole or something soon, but I might take some cuttings from her, so I don't really know yet. I know eventually one day I do want her to be climbing so that she can get those big old leaves or whatever. Also, when these philodendron are more mature, they do get like little ruffles on the petioles. You can't see them here right now because she's not mature, but I'll probably put a picture up on the screen of what they look like. And she's only put out one other leaf in my care so far, and it was this one. So I'm hoping this leaf is gonna be a little bigger. And yeah, but anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next plant. All right, so next up is my Philodendron camposportoanum, and I actually just took some cuttings off of this girly in not my last plants chores videos, but the one before that one. She used to be a lot taller than this, but I just wanted some more propagations of her, so I did give her to chop. But she already is putting out a new growth point, as you can see right here, this orange spike. And then I also did put one of the cuttings back into this little solo cut pot with her, and this is how she's doing. So when I potted her, she had this leaf coming in. It got a little bit unhappy because it didn't fully unfurl on this side, but it's okay, guys, because she does already have a new growth spike. So we should be seeing a new leaf here pretty soon. Once she starts getting too tall for my greenhouse box again, I'll probably move her out of there. But this is another philodendron that I really need to get like a moss pole for her to climb, because I don't know if y'all know, but this is the juvenile version of this plant. But when they get more mature, their leaf shape looks really freaking cool. And I'm like, I hope I can have that someday, but only time will tell. I forgot if I already mentioned this, but this is another plant that I got off of Etsy. They really like high humidity, so if you can give that to them, then they really just grow like weeds, honestly. Like, it might take them a second to start like growing, but once they start growing, they like don't stop. It's like leaf after leaf after leaf. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the last plant. Alright guys, so the last plant we're going to be talking about today is my Philodendron white wizard, and y'all, she is so pretty. She's definitely one of my favorites. You know, I gotta say the best for last. Look at that variegation though. So this is, yet again, another plant that I got off of Etsy. And yeah, I got her as a baby, and she still is a little baby, but she definitely has put out lots of new leaves. It's always super exciting when she puts out a new leaf because I just want to see what that variegation is going to look like. I never really expected to have a plant like this in my collection, but never stop dreaming, y'all. One day we'll have a big plant, I promise. But anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and end our video for today. So I hope you enjoyed watching. And if you did, please make sure to leave a like or a comment. It'd really help my channel out and I'd really appreciate it. And if you didn't know, I'd be uploading plant content here every Wednesday and Friday. So if you'd be looking for that, I got you. And if you already knew that, then I'm telling you again. You can also make sure to check out my other videos, and if you already have, please make sure to click that subscribe button because it will definitely be worthwhile. Oh, and I also have a plant TikTok if you want to check that out. I'll leave the username down in the description, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are from. And yeah, bye.